My name is Speers, and I'm currently the Chairperson of the Beautification and Maintenance Commission. We're here to talk about what we've accomplished through the Adopt a Wall program and the Adopt a Tree. The Commission was formed in the mid-1990s to work with the City Council to help improve the appearance of the city. We have undertaken several projects, but the two that have had the most noticeable impact on the city are the Adopt a Vine program and the Adopt a Tree program. Shortly after its formation, the Commission recognized that we had a problem with graffiti. Public Works would go out and paint over the graffiti, but our block walls ended up having various blotches of paint on them, and even though the graffiti was gone, the walls looked terrible. Artesians always seemed willing to pitch in when needed, so we thought we would reach out to the community to help resolve the problem. It was decided that we would initiate a program where we would solicit money from businesses and residents to purchase vines to plant along the block walls. We distributed flyers and advertised in the local paper, and with word of mouth we were able to raise enough money to start planting vines along our major streets. Because of one of our residents was willing to drill the concrete for a nominal fee, and other residents provided vines and supplies for free and for discounted amounts, we were able to plant more vines than we normally would have been able to with the money we raised. We had numerous planting sessions where residents would meet at a specific spot and would spend the morning planting the vines. With the constant support of city staff, we eventually were able to plant vines along the majority of our streets, and over the years those vines have covered the block walls. Now that the walls were starting to look better, the Commission decided we needed to do something about the lack of trees in the city. I could always tell when I had crossed the border into Artesia because there were no trees in the parkways. The contrast between us and the surrounding city was startling, and the Commission decided to do something about it. We took what we had learned from the Adopt a Vine program and developed the Adopt a Tree program. We decided that we wanted to start with 183rd Street between Pioneer and Norwalk Boulevard. It is a street that has a grass along the curb, so we knew we wouldn't have to worry about saw cutting the concrete. Once again, we prepared flyers and wrote articles for the paper. We went on RTA, the local cable station, and told the community what we were trying to do. We had a great response and were able to raise enough money to eventually plant 60 trees. People would donate money directly, or sometimes they would donate money to plant a tree in honor of someone. We would write personal thank yous and utilize the local papers to thank the donors for their contributions. We again had multiple sessions where we had groups of residents plant the trees, and we learned how to best plant the trees through trial and error. For our first planting, the volunteers dug the holes, but the trees that we found were there was too much inconsistency in the planting of the trees. So we eventually had the public works staff dig the holes, and the volunteers would plant the trees. This proved to be much better, and we had much better success. The volunteers and the city's public works staff made a great team. We had all types of people helping to plant trees. We had families come out to plant, and we even had a family who donated money and had several trees planted in memory of their family members. The Commission was pleased to be recognized by our state assembly member at the time for the work the community was doing to make the city greener. Now that we had gotten some experience with trees, we started trying to get grants to plant more trees. We established an approved street tree list and created a tree book for residents to consult. I wrote some grant applications, and we were fortunate enough to receive money. We were thrilled to receive one grant for $30,000 for planting trees under telephone lines. This had a huge impact on our city, as with this grant coupled with the others, we were able to plant over 500 trees. To kick off the plantings, we had a tree planting demonstration by a certified arborist. The event was attended by residents and community leaders. We took what we had learned over the next couple of years as we spread out throughout the city planting trees. We planted in front of schools and had students come out to participate in the plantings. We planted in front of on major streets and on smaller streets in residential areas. Parents came out with their children to plant trees together. Council members are always on hand to participate. We continued to have public staff plan out where the trees would be dug and to dig the holes for the trees. Of course, after the trees were in the ground, they spent time watering and taking care of them. The alliance between the community and the city staff continued to be a vital part of the greening of the city. Now it has been about 15 years since the Adopt a Vine program and later the Adopt a Tree program got started. The city looks so much different now with the green vines and the trees lining the streets. It is difficult to remember what it used to look like. The contrast between the surrounding cities and Artesia is not as stark as before. The trees and vines are the daily reminders of what can be accomplished when the community and the city work together. Thank you.